I bet it's not easy to drive a car like this, even if you have 20 years or more experience on road courses. Today we follow two drivers who will make their debut on the oval. It's Euro NASCAR driver Melvin de Groot from the Netherlands and Christopher Nörling from Sweden, who's driving for the Bachau Racing team. We see the pit boxes here in the back. We see how they are doing on the oval and what they will say after the first laps in competitive racing. 10 minutes for the first race, first oval race of your life. How do you feel?
A little bit scared, but I think it's gonna go well.
How was practice for you?
It went well, actually. I have gotten some confidence in the car now.
First oval race in the books, how was it?
Well, it was a lot of fun. Let's start with that. At the same time, there's still quite a few things to be done on the car. Every driver has his own style, so we changed for the race some setup things. Before it was too much oversteer, and now I had to a little bit too much understeer. And the further the race got, the temperature and the tires got warm, and I noticed that it was sliding with the nose a bit up, and then you see the wall, and you think, oh my God, scary. But in general, it's a lot of fun. You're over the board radio, inside, and you know there's a car. Outside, so that's a lot of fun. Enjoy it. The principle, every lap is another lap. And you focus again on that same corner, and every corner is a new challenge. So yes, it's a lot different than racing on the track, and the way of defending is different. The way we're going into a corner side by side. There's more respect over here because the consequences can be a lot worse than a normal race. Normally when you have somebody outside, you let them slowly go to the outside, and he knows that he has to lift. And here you have rules, you don't do it, which is also very nice because you're comfortable overtaking on the outside as well. So in that way it's a lot of fun. But the principle of racing, you focus on the corner in front of you, and if it's on the oval or on the normal track, it's different, but the basic is still the same. Full throttle.
First race in the books, how was it?
It was insane. I have never raced like this tight racing before. It was completely new.
I saw you had some damage a little bit on the front. What happened there?
Yeah, we came to a lap car and they shaked up and they went back on the throttle and then shaked up again. So it was a little bit chaotic there, but it still works, so.
First race day in the books, how was it?
It was really different, but it's really, really fun.
What was the most exciting part today?
It's so close racing, you have no time for thinking or anything.
If you compare to road course, easy, right?
I can tell it's harder to learn.
I need to interrupt here for a second because it's just amazing to be at a track like this. There's no other track in the world where you get so close to the racing. The V8 Oval Series is on the track at the moment, also with Melvin de Groot and Christopher Nörling. We wait for both cars to approach. Melvin de Groot is in the number 9 car, Christopher Nörling right in front of him in the number 69 car. And you can see where I stand, there's the barrier. You never get so close to a track somewhere else and you feel the roar of the V8 power. Today, of course, we focus on the two rookies on the grid, but there's one regular driver we do not want to miss in our interviews. We talked to Philipp Bachor. And he said, the first two races were amazing, In the final race, we had some issues with the setup. The tires were worn out, and therefore we didn't find the right path for the setup. But the first two races, they were definitely a lot of fun, and I had some great battles with Ralf Verbergt. Now the question, did the team made some important step forwards during the winter? He said it's quite hard to tell because we have some new technical regulations affecting the dampers here. We were definitely slower, about half a second compared to last year, but this affected all drivers on the grid. And therefore we cannot really say we improved over the winter. But it's the same for everyone on the grid. But the racing is a little bit better, that's my question to Bachor, due to the new rules. He said, yeah, definitely, the racing improved. The ASCA cars were definitely competitive today, and it was quite hard to overtake them at the end of the races. They had almost the same pace as the asymmetrical cars. Also, we have massive gaps when we have the starting procedure, so it's not easy to fight your way to the front. But the battles, they were a lot of fun. This is not the end of the interview, because at the moment we stopped recording, we found out about the day standing, and Philipp Bachor ended up second. And he said, I'm really happy because we had a bad final race, but consistency is key in this championship, so we are really happy. So let's talk about the V8 Oval Series results here at Raceway Venray. We had one racing driver dominating the season opener. It was Ralf Verbergt who won 2 of 3 races, and he was clearly the best driver this day. Philipp Bachor ended up second with 2 second-place finishes and a 5th place in the final race, so he scored some solid results. The 3rd place went to Jeroen Hermans from the Netherlands. He had a solid day as Hans-Jürgen Hummen from Germany, who ended up 4th in the first heat. The German race driver showed his potential, at least in the first race, and we hope he can keep the pace during the whole season, so he stays up at front. Sebastian Blekemolen, a EuroNASCAR driver who made his V8 Oval Series debut, ended up 5th. He already raced on the Oval back in 2019 with the official European NASCAR Series here at Raceway Venray. Local hero Barry Maassen ended up 4th. We move on to the National Hot Rods, and we have to talk about Tim Dreschel, who had a violent accident in the first heat of the race day. He was hit on the back straight away and transported right to the hospital. The doctors found 2 broken ribs but ruled out other injuries. He wants to come back, maybe even early in summer, he told us after the race day. Let's talk about the day's winner. It's Erik Ruffen from the Netherlands. The driver of the 12 car won the first heat and also the final race, and he collected a total of 54 points. Second place went to Jeffrey Ruffen, third place to Raimond Bos. Nick Damstra, a former National Hot Rods driver, topped the standings in the Stockcar Formula 1 category. The driver of the 48 car showed his potential, and he collected a total of 62 points without winning a single race. Consistency is key, and he beat Stockcar star Wim Peters from the Netherlands, who ended up second with 59 points. Third place went to Gert Elsinger in the number 393. The Dutchman won 2 of the heats, but he had a DNF in the first heat, and therefore he got 0 points. Despite winning 2 races, he was not able to snatch the race win here at the season opener. In the Stockcar Formula 2, we had also 2 violent crashes in the final race of the day, and one driver involved was Gerrit Hussen in the 440 car, who was trying to avoid a spun car in turn 1, and then he hit the barrier head-on. It was a really hard crash, but we were told that the driver is totally okay. We wish him a speedy recovery. The benchmark of the day was Wout Hoffmanns. He won all races, all 4 races, and he collected a total of 50 points, 15 more than Wim Peters, the champion in the 124 car. And then we have in third place Sebastian Vohwinkel, who booked a total of 31 points on his account. In the Saloon Stocker class, we had a four-way battle for the day's win, and it was Fabian Martens who topped the standings by winning the final race ahead of Yves Wiersma, who won the first heat of the day. Just 1 point separated the top two drivers, so we had a great battle between them. Rick van Dijk, who also won one of the heats, ended up third ahead of Saloon Stockers veteran Jeremy van de Kratz. Van Dijk also won the white-yellow race that opened the day. And we had Michael Maas winning the all-comers race at the end of the day, the last race of the 2023 season opener. The youngsters were also racing in the Stockcar Formula 2 Juniors. Local hero Rick Maassen was the best driver. He collected the most points by winning the final race. He had 44 points on his tally, 2 more than Nico Klumpen from Germany. Jason Srouten, who won 2 races at the season opener, ended up third in the day's standings. They were followed by Derek Kenty and Donna Wittebohl. This is it from the season opener of the 2023 season. At the end we had some rain, so we had some interesting races in Stockcar Formula 1, Saloon Stockers and also F2 Juniors. So the next race will be on May 29th. This is Whit Monday, and I hope to see some of you at the track at Raceway Venray.